But you went into medicine, so you are a doctor of osteopath, right? So what I understand is the way osteopath education goes is that you learn everything that MD learns, and then you also do some adjustments. Is that fair?
That's a pretty good way of doing it. Yeah, it's basically the MD education and then an additional 200 hours in the musculoskeletal system.
Right.
So a lot of DOs will have that ability to do some either like cranial sacral therapy or adjustments like a common chiropractor would be able to do. But it just comes down to, in general, the average DO probably has a little bit better understanding of the musculoskeletal and neurological system to begin with.
Yeah, so I think both MDs and DOs were pretty much locked into the traditional medical approach of diagnosing and prescribing drugs. Yes. So how did you jump out of that model?
Yeah, I kind of just grown up hippie. I was always exposed to a little bit more holistic alternative medicine ideals. So I kind of went through medical school kind of assuming I might go that route, and then explored a couple of conferences my last year of residency, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put out my own shingle and go into this. And then my dad got diagnosed with ALS, like literally right when my practice started. And so that was just like my first, okay, I got to go beyond what I was taught in medical school and residency.
Right. Because there's
nothing. There's nothing for ALS on that front, like zero.
Right. Just watch the decline.
Watch the decline, put you on a ventilator, that type of thing, right? But it doesn't actually get to why the ALS is started in the first place, which is kind of the premise of functional medicine, integrative, holistic medicine, depending how you want to call it. And so, yeah, that was just a great way to, and that's the part that I'm thankful for his diagnosis, is it like sped up my learning curve a lot more than it probably would have. And like,
in what ways do you think you actually were able to slow down his progression and help him?
Yeah, so I started, I would say the biggest things, so I'm not going to mention all the nutraceuticals I had him on, but I had him on a ton, right? But then I would say a couple of the game changers were IV glutathione and IV phosphatidylcholine. Because he still lived in Northern California, and so he would come down to Southern California for large chunks of time, months on end, and then kind of go back there for a few months, go back up north for a few months. And we could see when he would come back, when he would come stay with us and go into my office like almost every day or at least 3 times a week for these IVs, his progression, his rate of decline it would just like halt. There would be no progression. And then he would go back up north and kind of do his own thing, not have access to the IVs. He would still be taking the nutraceuticals orally, right? But he didn't have access to the IVs up there, and he would absolutely go like that. And he did that. He was given 12 to 18 months to live, and I think we got him like 5 years, 4.5 years. So by all standard, like he should have passed away. So we were definitely able to extend his life, and that was a good thing for him. That's probably not always a good thing for people, but he had such a great attitude about it that it was really awesome to be able to do that. And, he was like, I'm your guinea pig, what do you got for me? Right. So it's just
I'm going to make you a better doctor.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm able to turn around and like give that to all of our patients. Right. And so that's the gift. That's like his gift kind of passed on, part of his gift passed on through me to the rest of patients in the world.
Wow.